On the surface, Dandadan looks like absolute chaos. You have aliens abducting teenagers, a grandma who fights demons, and a protagonist literally searching for his missing family jewels. It is loud, vibrant, and completely insane. If you look past the colors and the cryptic battles, you find something meaningful. More than a show about ghosts and Martians, it offers the most honest portrayal of Gen Z loneliness we have seen in years. Beneath the absurdity lies a story about two kids desperate to be understood, and today we are going to examine exactly why that resonates so deeply. The story begins with a simple, brilliant conflict, where Momo Ayase believes in ghosts but thinks aliens are nonsense, while Okarun believes in aliens but refuses to believe in ghosts. While many anime would use this as a setup for a joke, here it establishes a fundamental psychological truth. Both characters are isolating themselves within their own specific worldviews. They are looking for something bigger than themselves to believe in, but they are doing it alone. When they challenge each other to visit the haunted tunnel and the UFO hospital, they are doing more than trying to win a bet. They are desperately hoping the other person is right, because being wrong means their world gets bigger. It means they aren't the only ones watching the sky or the shadows. Ken Takakura, or Okarun, represents a very specific kind of modern isolation. Before meeting Momo, he has absolutely zero friends. He explores the occult because he likes it and wants to believe that connection is possible, even if it involves extraterrestrials. There is a heartbreaking moment early on where he admits he talks to aliens because he has nobody else to talk to. This hits hard because it mirrors the digital isolation many people feel today. We scream into the void of the internet, hoping something answers back. Okarun is the physical embodiment of that silence. He is awkward, hunched over, and terrified of being perceived, yet desperate for someone to actually see him. Momo reflects this struggle from the other side. She is popular, attractive, and tough, but she is just as lonely as Okarun. She was raised by her grandmother, a spirit medium, which made her an outcast as a kid. To survive, she built a hard shell. She acts brash and confident, but it serves as a defense mechanism. She clings to the idea of a normal romance, modeled after the actor Ken Takakura, because she wants to feel normal herself. Her belief in ghosts is her connection to her grandmother, the only family she has. When she meets Okarun, she sees someone willing to engage with the weirdness of the world, just like she has to. She protects him because, for the first time, she doesn't have to hide who she really is. We are analyzing the psychology of anime today, and if you want more breakdowns like this, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. We have some massive analysis videos coming up that you won't want to miss. Okarun spends the majority of the series trying to recover his stolen family jewels from Turbo Granny. It is ridiculous, yes, but it serves as a perfect metaphor for puberty. Adolescence is a time where your body betrays you. You feel like you are losing control of your own physical form. You change, you morph, and things happen that you can't stop. Okarun literally losing his manhood and having to fight to get it back represents that struggle for identity and maturity. He feels incomplete and vulnerable. Every teenager feels like they are missing a vital piece of themselves that everyone else seems to have. The show takes that internal anxiety and makes it a literal plot point. This specific brand of chaos resonates with Gen Z because the world feels exactly this chaotic to them. We are living through a time of information overload, rapid change, and global uncertainty. Dandadan captures the feeling of scrolling through TikTok at 3 a.m. One second it is horror, the next it is comedy, then it is romance. The tonal shifts are whiplash-inducing, but that feels authentic to a generation raised on the internet. The characters don't have time to process the trauma of an alien invasion before they have to deal with a ghost curse. They just have to keep moving. The absurdity is intentional. It validates the feeling that life is a random series of impossible events that you just have to survive with your friends. Science SARU, under the direction of Fuga Yamashiro, created a visual language that amplifies this psychology. They use what they call everyday action by lingering on small human moments. Right in the middle of supernatural brawls, you will see a hyper-realistic shot of a shoe tying or a hand trembling, followed immediately by psychedelic colors and distorted alien designs. This contrast grounds the story. It reminds us that these are real kids in a surreal situation. The use of color is specific too, as the aliens are often neon and flat, while the ghosts have a gritty, sketched texture. This visual separation helps the audience feel the collision of these two worlds just as intensely as the characters do. As the series progresses, the duo becomes a trio, then a group. Characters like Ira and Gigi are introduced, and they are just as broken as our main two. Ira starts as a rival, obsessed with being the chosen one to mask her own insecurities. Gigi seems like the perfect popular guy, but he hides a deep sensitivity and family trauma. Dandadan beautifully shows how these misfits form a found family. They fight together and eat together. The scenes of them gathering at Momo's house for dinner are just as important as the battles. It creates a safe space where their weirdness is accepted. In a world that rejects them, they build a micro-community where they can be their authentic selves. Turbo Granny is the breakout mascot of the series, but she represents something heavier, the burden of the past. She is an old spirit, cursing the youth, literally attaching herself to Okarun. This dynamic reflects the generational tension many young people feel. They are inheriting a world and problems created by previous generations. Instead of just exercising her and moving on, they have to live with her. She becomes a reluctant mentor. This subtle detail is key. It suggests that you can't just delete the past or ignore the older generation. You have to find a way to coexist with it, to take its power and use it for your own future, just like Okarun uses Turbo Granny's speed. Romance in anime often falls into tired tropes, but Momo and Okarun's relationship feels painfully real. It is defined by what they don't say. It is the stolen glances, the accidental hand touches, and the awkward silences. They clearly love each other, but they are terrified of ruining the one connection that makes them feel safe. When Okarun struggles to call Momo by her first name, it signals the respect and fear he holds for the relationship, rather than just being a shy anime trope. He doesn't want to overstep, and Momo, who is usually so aggressive, becomes gentle with him. Their romance is slow burn, not because of plot contrivances, but because they are two lonely people, learning how to trust someone else with their hearts. In Dandadan, the action scenes serve a dual purpose. Yes, they look incredible, but they are also the primary way the characters bond. When they fight, they have to sync up. They have to anticipate each other's moves and cover each other's blind spots. This physical synchronization forces emotional intimacy. They are trusting each other with their lives in a way they can't do in a normal classroom setting. The double team attacks act as visual representations of their relationship deepening. Every time they survive a near-death experience with the or a powerful yokai, the bond reinforces. Shared trauma is a powerful glue, and for these kids, fighting monsters is the only way to truly be together. There is a fearlessness in Dandadan to be absolutely cringe. The characters make weird faces, say stupid things, and get into embarrassing situations constantly. While many people curate a perfect online persona, this show embraces the mess. Okarun running around in his underwear isn't cool, but the show frames him as a hero anyway. This message resonates. You don't have to be perfect to be worthy of love or respect. You can be awkward, you can be weird, and you can fail, but as long as you show up for your friends, you are the protagonist. It reclaims cringe as a form of authenticity. Being cool is overrated, being real is what matters. The opening track, Otonoke by Creepy Nuts, is essential to the psychology of the show. Back in 2024 and 2025, this song was everywhere, topping global charts and winning Best Anime Song. Lyrically, it fits the show perfectly. The song is frantic, overlapping, and overwhelming, mirroring the internal state of the characters. It speaks to a feeling of being possessed by a rhythm you can't control. This musical identity helps cement the show's vibe in the cultural consciousness. It signaled to the audience before the episode even started that they were about to enter a space of high energy and controlled chaos. More than just a song, it was a mood setter for the entire Gen Z experience. When Season 2 hit in the summer of 2025, it doubled down on these themes with the Evil Eye arc. Here we met Gigi, a character who uses extreme positivity to mask a horrific situation at home. The Evil Eye yokai possessing him was a manifestation of the anger and resentment he had buried deep inside. It forced Momo and Okarun to deal with a friend who was literally fighting his own demons. This arc moved the show from quirky fun to genuine psychological drama. It showed that sometimes the monster isn't an alien invader, it's the trauma living inside the people we love. Saving Gigi wasn't about punching hard, it was about understanding his pain. As we wait for Season 3 in 2027, Dandadan stands as a landmark. It proved that you can mix body horror, sci-fi, and romance without losing the human core. It works because it treats teenage emotions with the gravity of a world-ending event. When you are 16, a crush does feel like an alien invasion. Loneliness does feel like a ghost haunting you. By externalizing these internal feelings into literal monsters, Dandadan validates them. It tells its audience that their chaotic, messy, awkward lives are actually epic adventures. It gives meaning to the madness. In a world that often feels senseless, that validation is the most powerful thing a story can offer. Dandadan starts with a bet about what is real, ghosts or aliens, but it ends with the realization that the only thing that truly matters is the person standing next to you. It is a masterclass in using the supernatural to examine the deeply human need for connection. Momo and Okarun found each other in the chaos, and in doing so, they found themselves. If you love detailed breakdowns of the stories that shape our culture, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. We have plenty more analysis coming your way. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.